All right, hi everybody. Welcome to this will be episode 57 of our local to global run in TNA wrestling in the Here Comes the Money mod for 2001. Uh I recorded two parts. Part 1 ended up being really short, mainly because the first, I don't know, 11 and a half minutes ended up not having any type of audio to it whatsoever. Um, so this is going to be the recap because eventually I had to stop that initial recording, and then when I came back, I realized the problem, fixed it. So from Teen Explosion 88 onwards, we're going to have audio, so we'll be fine here. So I'm going to give a little bit of a recap on these 2 weeks, and then we'll go right back into the actual part where me in the moment is doing stuff. This part is going to be putting together September and October, so it's going to be a relatively longer part to make up for the fact that it's been a minute. Uh, haven't had the time to get in and do the editing and whatnot. Now I do. Expect a lot more parts coming up and maybe something else in the future, but we'll find out. For now, we started off with the month of September. We ended off Slammiversary 2008. Kensuke Sasaki defeated Shawn Michaels, became the world champion. Uh, we then followed that up. Brock Lesnar had a really good match with Vampiro. I still don't know why that popped off as well as it did. And then we ended off the month with M2K, Takashi Iizuka, Kensuke Sasaki, and Mitsuharu Misawa beating Styles, Hardy, and Jindrak. Brock Lesnar had a match against Sonny Siaki. Still did all right. I can't be too mad about it. Then that brings us into this one. Takashi Iizuka retaining his TNA United States Championship again. I believe that put him 12 or 13. I'm not quite sure where we are at this point. That'll definitely come up later. Lance Cade took on Batista and beat Batista. And then you have Kevin Steen versus Bob Holly and Sting beating Samoa Joe. Essentially what this is, if I remember correctly, it is a kind of like a tournament series. The winner of these matches is going to go into an elimination chamber at Destination X. The idea in Canonical is it's Mick Foley who's doing it. He comes out and says, I had a dream, and we're gonna have this, gigantic 1-ton steel structure. Sasaki's gonna have to go in against 5 world champion competitors. He's gonna have to walk out with the belt because I think at this point, I think it was pretty clear he was gonna leave because I did get that email that he had signed a exclusive written contract with New Japan after I put the title on him. So now I have to get the title off of him. Lance Cade advances to the Elimination Chamber. Kevin Steen advances to the Elimination Chamber. Sting beats Samoa Joe to advance to the Elimination Chamber. And then I believe you have a beatdown angle between these two. That was one of the best angles of the show. At 68, it was an alright little ditty. We come over to here. Takashi Iizuka beats Eric Young, retains the title again. That puts him, I think, at 14. That might be 13, because I think it might be 14 at Explosion and then 15 at Destination X. We'll cover that. I'm sure I covered that in the past in the video you're going to watch shortly after this. AJ Styles and Mark Jindrak have a bit of a tussle again. Because keep in mind, it was originally Mark Jindrak and Matt Hardy winning a tag team title shot. Jindrak get taken out, replaced with AJ Styles. Styles and Hardy won the title. Jindrak's not happy about it. Styles beats Jindrak. We then go to the last 2 matches to get the final 2 spots. Brock Lesnar beats Masahiro Chono, best match of the night. So he's in the Elimination Chamber. And then Shawn Michaels beats Mitsuharu Misawa, and he is also in the Elimination Chamber. Somehow that did not pop off as well as I had hoped. The boss fight between Chono and Lesnar got a 70, whereas Michaels and Misawa did not do very well. A 57, and then that should be a adequate, quote-unquote, enough recap to get us back up to speed, where I will continue now. We start just a quick little 3v3 match here. Vampiro and the Haas brothers teaming up for the first time in a long time, taking on Monty Brown, Chavo, Guerrero, and Samoa Joe. and that latter team beats the former team, 63 segment rating overall. Then followed up triple threat match, AJ Styles, Matt Hardy, and Mark Jindrak. Styles wins it, pinning Mark Jindrak one more time. We then have the big promo. The main event tonight is M2K. Kensuke Sasaki, Masahiro Chono, Mitsuharu Misawa, Takashi Iizuka, and Jushin Thunder Liger, taking on the 5 challengers at the Elimination Chamber: Brock Lesnar, Kevin Steen, Lance Cage, Shawn Michaels, and Sting. We have a big segment here. Each one of them getting a time to do the promo. Sting ending it off, saying, it's showtime, folks. I don't know. We then have CM Punk come out, defend his X Division Championship against Matt Morgan, 68 rating. Batista and Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's talking to Batista and Bob Holly. They're not happy that they're not getting any matches or whatnot. And Jim Cornette's like, look, I'm trying to get you guys matches. Don't worry, you're going to have matches. Following this, Afternoon Express beats the Motor City Machine Guns. Segment rating of 50. Dwayne Johnson cuts a promo in the back with Shawn Michaels, who's there, but he's not getting anything to say here. Like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. You'll come out with the title on Sunday. We then go into the big schmoz match here. Takashi Iizuka did not defend his United States title today because he was part of this gigantic match. 60 segment rating. Sting gets pinned by Kensuke Sasaki, and M2K stands tall at the end of the show, on the go-home show. At 64 rating, Jushin Liger was slightly used. We made $11,000. And we did get some popularity bonuses, so that is pretty good. Alright, everybody, welcome to Destination X 2008, held in front of 17,837 people. We start off the night with Takashi Iizuka taking on Nigel McGuinness and winning his 15th title defense, meaning he can now exchange the X Division Championship, the United States Championship, for a shot at the X Division Championship, which is exactly what he does. Right after the match, he grabs the microphone, he calls out Mick Foley, the commissioner, who comes down, and he says he wants to vacate the United States title right now for a shot at the X Division Championship. Mick Foley, or for a shot at the X Division Championship at some point. CM Punk is like, cool, I'm fine with that, we can have it later, and Mick Foley goes, nah, we're going to have it right now, which isn't good for Punk or Iizuka, because he had just wrestled. If anything, Iizuka was hoping for later in the night. Nope, that match happens right now between these two. They come out. Punk blows an eardrum in this match, but Takashi Iizuka wins the TNA X Division Championship with a segment rating of a 60. He is tired. He has just wrestled in 2 different matches, 2 different opponents, 30-plus minutes already. He is tired. And then out come the participants for the Destination X Ultimate X match, which they then go up, and Takashi Iizuka reclaims the title. He grabs it from the top of the Ultimate X structure, and he gets out of there with the X Division title. In one night, he defended the U.S. title, vacated it, won the X Division, and defended it. That is 3 victories in one night for Iizuka. That is a grand total of about 50 minutes in a row. Sonny Siaki got a mild concussion, so he was loopy the entire time. A 55 segment rating. That got the crowd buzzing. Samoa Joe comes out, does a promo getting ready for his match here with Batista, which Samoa Joe wins. Jim Cornette did give Batista a match, but Batista immediately loses it. 64 segment rating. We then follow that up. We go to the back end. Mick Foley is there in his nice little office, and the office is kind of like the one he had in the Attitude Era, where it's just kind of like a hot dog stand. I don't know. Like a weird shutter thing in the building that they're in. Sasaki comes up and he demands that Okada be given the U.S. title either be giving it to it outright or have a match for it. And Mick Foley goes, I got just the thing in mind for that. We follow that up with Bob Holly, who comes out, cuts a little bit of a promo, goes out there, gets beat by Masahiro Chono, a 59 segment rating. And here, Kazuchika Okada comes out. He is waiting for his match. The lights go out, and Father James Mitchell comes out onto the apron. And for the first time since 2002 or 2003, it's been that long, the Monster Abyss returns to TNA, a segment rating of 41. He goes into it and wins the United States title. His first match back, wins the United States title, the TV title essentially, and they have good chemistry. I will keep that in mind for later, but Abyss is now your new United States champion. We follow that up with the two tag teams, the tag team champions, AJ Styles and Matt Hardy, getting ready for their match, and then Al Snow and Jerry Lynn getting ready for their match. Jerry Lynn did not look good. Well, meanwhile, the champions did, and then they go out there, they have an all-right match, a 74 match, and then a 68 segment rating. Then we have the big penultimate thing. It's a very short 5-minute promo, and even that's not even really a promo as much as it is just like, oh, here each individual guy getting ready for the match before they go out. And then we have the match. Sting is your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The order is Kevin Steen gets knocked out first, then Lance Cade. Shawn Michaels gets beat, which leaves us with the final three. Sasaki, Lesnar, and Sting. Sasaki and Sting work together, take out Lesnar, and then Sasaki eats a Stinger Splash, a Scorpion Death Drop, and then taps out to the Scorpion Death Lock. Sting is your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and that ends the show at 67. Shawn Michaels was happy. Lesnar was happy. Abyss seemed pleased. Let's see. Sonny Siaki, his super concussed. He's out for 2 months. Okay. Punk's got a blown eardrum. We made $328,000 off of that pay-per-view. And look at all of the bonuses we get from that. Great Lakes goes up. Everything except New England and the Southeast went up by 1 in America. Nothing else seems to have gone up, but that's still very good for us. Oh, Takashi Iizuka injured an opponent with a badly botched move again. Do you accept responsibility for putting such an unsafe worker in the ring? It was just a freak accident. Punk is pissed. Do you have any comments regarding Vampiro not being at Destination X? He was quite public about being snubbed. Just give him a little bit of a break. We saw Iizuki have an off night tonight. Is this inconsistency going to hold him back? I have faith that he'll be more consistent. Sasaki will be leaving TNA. Are you sorry to see him go? We'll come back stronger. We didn't see Chris Harris. He was unhappy about that. He remains an important part. Same thing with James Storm. And we're done. So Punk wasn't happy. That's not good. And it also seems like, yeah, it was a good decision to have Sasaki lose here. Because there's a part of me that was like, I think I'll have him for that Thursday show. Because I thought that was going to be the 24th. It was not. Today was the 21st, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If he'd have got to Wednesday, and then he'd have been gone on that Thursday. Because there's a part of me that was like, we'll have him shock everybody. He'll win at the pay-per-view and then lose on the weekly show. Alright, Punk got injured. He won't miss any time. Sonny Siaki got his bell rocked. 42,000 people watched it on YouTube. Not bad. Punk is not happy. How can I make you happy? Punk will give you... Let's give you a month of paid time. Are you happy about that? No, he's pleased, but he's not happy. All right. Well, we have money. We'll give you $10,000. All right. He is happy. I want him to be more happy. Can you please be more happy? Okay, you are still not happy. I will give you one more $10,000 bonus. You are still unhappy. Okay, well, that was 1,000. I meant to give him more than that. There we go. All right, moved it over with him. We're good. Uh, finances before that anyway. 50,000 back on. We were $420,000 above. That's pretty good. We still got one more show. We got one more show before the end of the month. Um, is that TV revenue? That hold on. TV revenue. Oh no, that was I thought that's at 200,000, and I was very concerned or confused. Uh, not concerned. If it came up with that much, I'd be ecstatic. Upgrade progress is at 64%, so we're almost 2/3 of the way there. We'll get 2/3 of the way there before the end of the month. Size, looking pretty good. Is there anything else to look at? No, those are the top. I guess no, because we're a couple months away. We can just look and see what the end of the year stuff was going to be. Lesnar, Styles the other years. All right. Yeah, that went pretty well. We're gonna have, I think, one more weekly show, and then that'll take us to the end of the month. So I'll be with you when I finish the weekly show here in just a moment. All right, here we are, TNA Explosion number 89, held in front of 4,700 people at the Tiger Arena. Abyss versus Hector Garza for the United States title. Abyss wins, a 46-second rating. It'll be a long time to get him up to a point where he'll be getting better matches or getting better crowd reactions, because while he was in purgatory over in the WWE in their developmental XPW, his popularity did not go up, so he's been very stagnant on that. We follow that up, Nigel McGuinness and Kit Montana. Nigel McGuinness wins 54. Mark Jindrak going solo now after having been pissed at Styles and Matt Hardy. Goes solo. His first solo match is against, officially since then, is against Brian Christopher, which he wins a 54 segment rating. We then follow it up. M2K is having a ponder in the back because now their leader is gone, so they're kind of like, okay, well, Masala, the living legend, is going to be the guy to carry us. And nope. Rodriguez gets pinned, or pins Hayabusa with a blockbuster. Tomko comes out, because originally it was going to be somebody else. M2K beat him down, so it was going to be a handicap match. Tomko and Lance Cade reunite for a minute. They're still not on good terms, but a brief reunion for the Brainbusters here when they end up beating M2K, getting some revenge on them, a 68. Styles has a promo. Matt Hardy isn't here yet. You know, he's in the main event against Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe. We then get on to Michael Shane versus Maven. Maven beats him with a very quick little story. Batista comes out. He's pissed. He's in the back. He's complaining. He's like, I deserve a shot to win. I deserve another good match. I deserve more than what I'm getting. I'm leaving Camp Cornette. Samoa Joe and Shawn Michaels are crowing about it. Matt Hardy isn't here yet, so Styles is going to have to go it alone, which he does for the opening part of it until Matt Hardy comes down halfway through the match, and with that, the tide turns. Turns out Shawn Michaels, Dwayne Johnson, and now Samoa Joe did something to Matt Hardy. They made him late by design because the hope was that they were going to be able to take out AJ Styles. Sting's not here tonight. And the goal for Dwayne Johnson and his new vision, we're not actually going to call it that, but his idea is take out people that would align with Sting, beat Sting, get the belt back off of him. It did not go well today. Styles pins Shawn Michaels with a spiral tap, a 71 to end off the show. It is a 67 overall. We made $29,000 off of that. And we got a couple more bips of popularity. That is always nice. Hi, Crowbar. Oh my god, your stats are great. Except camera skills, but your physical skills are phenomenal. Okay, so you work for WCW. Oh, we're not getting you out of there for a hot minute. You're stuck. I'm sorry, my friend. That's the problem. Is sometimes these guys get signed to WCW and WWE, and then they're just stuck there forever. Nothing really changed here. I did extend an offer for Hector Garza, and I definitely extended an offer for Takashi Iizuka. He's one of our main guys. We can't let him go. That was not the. I thought that was. Yeah, here. Takashi Iizuka and Hector Garza. Hopefully they come back, and they're pretty cheap when they do so. But we'll have to see. We're sitting at $390,000, and we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the month and recap how things are going and the state of things. And I think after that, we've only got to wait about a week before we can get a pay-per-view provider. So that'll definitely be a game changer. We'll be rolling in a lot of money at that point. We'll have to figure out how much. But I'll see you in just a second. All right, here we are, October 1st. We have made it through the month. We did not cross the $200,000 profit threshold, but we did make more money in sponsors. We made more money in ticket sales. Our merchandise went down a whole $30,000, which contributes to it. We even paid less money for developmental, $15,000 less. We paid less for more for the workers. Paid less in taxes, so on and so forth. But I digress. We're sitting at a pretty okay spot. If we look at our arch nemesis currently, the UPW, they're at 62. We've actually officially overtaken them. We have way more popularity than they do. But they have it in the Southwest, which I don't, so I'd like to still steal that if possible. They have been hemorrhaging money since I started Operation Kill, and they have just been unable to turn a profit for a long time, and I don't know why. Part of me wonders if it's because they're not running weekly shows, but if you look right here, they are. They're getting like nothing attendance-wise, though. Nowhere near as much as we are. How are they only getting 6,500 people in when we're getting 18,000? I don't know. They have to, they have to be doing something weird. Also, where is he? Larry Zbyszko. Love him. He's a dude. He's there. Uh, yeah. See, look, there he is. There's a smile. I ended up giving him a bigger contract. He was only going to get like 27,000, so I slipped him an offer, and they jumped him up like $5,000. So that's still happening, and that's still working. It's just it's a grueling process because I think when I started, they had like $10 million in reserve of all places. So I've been slowly whittling it down. They've lost $7 million because of me. I'm happy to say that. Because these guys are my first bit of competition. If I can kill them, then I can go up to the big boys and try to kill them too. Which I think it would probably have to be WCW before I go up to WWE. But my God, they're just doing so good. They're doing so much better than I am. Oh my God, they have a 97 across the board. How in God's... And it's been going up. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So that's going to be an uphill battle trying to get above those guys. Because they're at 97, and I'm assuming you're at 100? No, you're at 94. In America. In, in America, WCW is higher ranked than WWE? What awful things happened for that to happen? Okay then. I am confusion. I almost want to launch my own broadcaster, but we're a month away. Um, Not even a month. We're like a week away. Part of me wants to just say, screw it, combine this into one big thing. We're already 30 minutes in. It's probably about 30 minutes. And and if the front part doesn't have volume, like I'm concerned it doesn't, because I realized about halfway through that the mic wasn't picking up anything, then I may just actually just roll right into the next one. But we'll see here in a second. Um, if if this is the end, then thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. If not, I'll see you in just a second. Yeah, as it turns out, the first 10 minutes did not have audio in it, which means that's gonna get... Oh, whoa, it just disappeared. There, it's back. Uh, Meaning we're gonna have to go through that way faster, meaning that it's gonna be a pretty short video all things considered. So, I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna combine September and October. And hopefully it won't be longer than an hour. Uh, if I go through fast enough, we'll have it actually be less than 50 minutes, maybe even less than 40, because that first 10 minutes is probably getting cut down to about 4. So we're talking like 24 minutes, so we got about 16 to go. So without any wasting of any time, we're going to go ahead, we're going to book the next show, we're going to get through it, and we're going to go to the date, which I believe is October 7th, which I believe is when we're going to be able to start looking at pay-per-view providers. So I'll see you in just a second. All right, here we are. TNA Explosion number 90, held in front of 4,700 people in the Tiger Arena. We start off with a pre-show match between Bob Holly and Hector Garza, which Bob Holly wins, breaking his nose in the process. A 51 segment rating. We then followed up with big triple man action. Liger getting some rare M2K, non-M2K matches here. He teams with the Haas brothers, who are teaming up again against Nigel, Batista, and Mark Jindrak, and that is the group that wins. Batista actually gets a victory here. First one in a while for him, a 62. Fortunate for him, that was a pre-show match, so it doesn't count. We then start the night off with Sting. He's here. He's the champion. He's celebrating. It's his first major wrestling company championship since WCW went out of business in 2001, before it was resurrected by Shane McMahon, at which point he didn't get the title back. It's been 7 years, essentially. 7.5, I think we're coming up to in game time. He's thankful, he's like, people stuck by me, it was hard, won the title. We showed up, somehow, Grandmaster Sexay and Shawn Michaels have good chemistry. Don't know how that works out, but we take it. 55 segment rating. Shawn Michaels just getting a nice quick little match in there just to get a couple wins under his belt. We then follow that up. Brock Lesnar is pissed. He wants his match. He wants a singles opportunity. He's tired of being put into these weird multi-man matches. He wants one-on-one to get back his title. We then have Rodriguez and Abyss. The United States Championship match. Abyss wins it. 49 segment rating. Steve Austin is here. He cuts a promo, essentially being like, hey, the next pay-per-view is up in a couple weeks. We're going to have next week give us the number one contenders match. Who's going to be taking on Sting, considering the guy who would be a shoo-in, Kensuke Sasaki, is gone. So there isn't a number one contender currently. We then follow that up with a tag team match between AJ Styles and Matt Hardy, the tag team champions, against Monty Brown and Michael Shane, who did pretty damn good, a 70 segment rating. I'm happy about that. And then after that, they talked about it. They talk with each other. They celebrate a little bit. Relationship growing a little bit more. We then follow it up with the end of the night. Lance Cade beats Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight title. Uh-oh, what happened here? According to Lance Cade, when he came out, he had a contract with Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight title. Nobody knows how he got it. It's very clearly not real. Like, people look at it, the second this happens, and he shows the contract after winning it, taking the bump, people are like, why is he taking the belt? He pulls out this contract that has Sting's signature on it, and people are looking at it going, what is this? And then the guy, the announcer is like, you're a new champion, Lance Cade, question mark? And that's what goes in there, and Steve Austin's pissed, because he was like, I had a plan. I had an idea. And now Lance Cade's destroyed it. And that's where we end off the show. A 71. I will take that. Hector Garza broke his nose. It'll be good in 7 days. We then followed up. We made $22,000. And, we got some bips. Always good to see. 5 spots got some bips. And, oh god, it's Teddy Hart. Evil Teddy Hart. Every there's an inversion of every single person. There's, evil Steve Borden, evil Steve Austin, and then there's inverted Teddy Hart, and it's just good Teddy Hart. I don't know Teddy Hart. I've heard stories though. His stats in the game are pretty damn good, but it was like he just couldn't stop shooting himself in the foot. IWA, is that mine? Nope. Oh, someone's getting kicked off their own. Someone's getting kicked off their own television thing. What happened? I saw 18. I thought that said WCW vaulted their terms and offered him an 18-year contract. They're offering him $92,000. What in the fuck? Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. You know what? I'll give you creative control. You're never gonna use that. Oh, he'll take that. He'll take that? Oh, did he say that's one of the two? That'd be one of two offers I'd seriously consider. Your cut of the merchandise. Let's give you 70%. Alright, let's give you a 10% bonus for events. Alright. That's my goal. I want Paul Heyman. I have an idea for Paul. I do, in fact, have an idea for Paul. You'll have to find out what the idea is for Sting and Lance Cade in a little bit here, but I believe it is in 4 days. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pause, and I'll sim through the 4 days, and if it isn't, I'll sim again, and I'll keep simming until we either get to the next show, which I do not think it's going to take that long, or until I'm able to actually sign somebody. So I'll see you here in just a second. All right, so didn't get anything like in the emails or nothing. Oh, don't worry about that. Didn't get anything in the emails telling me that I was okay, but I have gone through, and we have gotten on demand or in demand, which is enormous. We're only getting 15% of the revenue, which it could be worse. They don't have one for Puerto Rico, but that's when we have Centennial, who has been like very patiently waiting for me to start using them, which I will be able to next gut time around. All of these are good until March, so we got nothing going on here. However, here's where I have a bit of an issue. This happened last time because when we started this whole thing out. Let's see. Size. Nope, that's the wrong one. Size. When we started this whole thing out, if you go back far enough, I don't know if it's even possible to go back far enough. We were using YouTube for pretty much most of what was going on. And that in so had a bit of a problem of viewerships. Nope, not 2002, not 2003, not 2004, 2005. We had a bit of an issue. Oh, it was 2006, where in all of these areas, Canada, Mexico, Japan, all these places, we had worked them up to like double digits. We were doing pretty well, all things considered here. And then we got a pay-per-view thing that didn't allow us to use it, and therefore after like a couple of months, their popularity shot down a lot. So, same thing's going to be true here. When we get to specifically events, it says tiny everywhere, but we can't use it because in demand will not let us. So, part of me wanted to launch my own broadcaster. I haven't done it yet. I'm still debating it. We will be able to do it, give everybody tiny, and that like should be all right. It would only cost us uh about $500,000 to create, and it only costs us $11,000 to actively maintain it over time. And we would still maintain everything there, so that would still work. And I am thinking about it. I might even go with subscription. We'd be losing money, which would actually be worse. So I think just internet pay per view might be best. Um, I don't know if I'm going to do it. We might just have to wait and see. But yeah, we now have pay per view. We're gonna see how that goes here at Against All Odds in 12 days. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go book the show, and I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, here we are, TNA Explosion number 91, held in front of 4,800 people at the Tiger Arena. We have a pretty decent pre-show match. Jindrak, Maven, McGinnis, and Masawa have a fatal four-way. Jindrak and Masawa are fighting on the outside while Maven hits McGinnis with a missile drop kick and wins, which protects Jindrak and Masawa. We then follow that up. Here's the development from last week. Sting comes out and says, I never agreed to, I never signed anything. That should not have been a world title match. He's saying this to Jarrett, McFoley, and Steve Austin. This is a big enough problem where all three of them have to be there. Cade comes out and goes, well, I have video proof showing Sting signing the document saying that he's all right with it. And it cuts to the screen, and you see on the screen, Sting's back is to the camera. Lance Cade is talking, but you hear Sting's voice, or something very close to Sting's voice, saying, yeah, he signs the paper, so on and so forth. Cade's got the title on him, too, while this is going on. After the video, McFoley, Austin, and Jarrett are kind of like, this is kind of unprecedented. We don't know what to do here. As a result, McFoley goes, all right, well, you know what? We're going to do something simple. You say you didn't give him a title shot, and you say he did. All right. Well, let's put this to bed tonight. You two will be wrestling each other for the World Heavyweight title in the main event. And that's the end of the segment. We then follow that up. Christopher and the Haas brothers taking on Monty Brown, Shawn Michaels, and Samoa Joe. They win, beating the Haas brothers with a nice 63 segment rating. We then follow that up with Brock Lesnar and Bob Holly. Jim Cornette isn't here, so it's just the two of them having to talk to each other, which it goes pretty well. They're hyping each other up for their match against America's Most Wanted, which does very good. He wasn't there for that promo, but Jim Cornette does show up at ringside later on. 71 segment rating. Not bad. Matt Hardy is in the back. He's talking to AJ Styles over the phone. You know, he's laying out the scope of things. AJ Styles isn't there. We don't know what AJ Styles is doing. You know, or we don't know why Matt Hardy's like, hey, here's what's going on. Maybe something going on in the works there. We then follow that up with... Oh, that's fine. Because I did make a mistake. Great. Okay, good. I forgot to change his gimmick when it got brought in. Here it is. The Monster Abyss gimmick is official. He's great. He gets a large boost to menace. May receive a bonus to look dominant. If he's seen as looking goofy, then he does bad. This turns suffers as a result. That's fine. A 56 rating. He defended his title. Very, very good. And he and Hero did not have chemistry. That is good to know. We follow that up with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match, which did not do well. Lance Cade wins when fake Sting shows up and hits actual Sting with a Scorpion Death Drop. That's right. I brought in Jeff Farmer for this 10 years after it was cool. Essentially, this is where we kind of figure out Lance Cade came up with this plan, which was, I have a match with Sting tonight. He's the champion. I'm going to have a match with Sting on Thursday. I have an idea. He brought in Jeff Farmer, the fake Sting from WCW, had him get all gussied up in the paint and whatnot in the attire, got him to sign it, and he fooled everyone. And now, even though people know at this current moment when NWO Sting shows up, attacks Sting from behind, that everybody knows Sting did not do it. Lance Cade is now officially, even if you were going to go back and retroactively take his title win from Sting the previous week away, he's the champion now. So, it works. People did not like this. His NWO Sting has debuted his fake Sting gimmick, and it has gotten an initial rating of 4. Segment rating suffered as a result. You know what? It works because it gets me to where I want to go. This show benefited from having quite a wide selection of angles. 64 rating. Hell yes. Financial report. $22,000. Popularity. Tri-State went up by 1, but we lost 1 bit in the Southeast. That is fine. Hi, Jonathan Coachman. How you doing? Your teeth are very white in that picture. All right, here we are. TNA Explosion number 92. Pre-show match. We have the Culture Club and the debuting Jeffrey Johnson, one of the developmental guys, or dojo guys I signed a while ago. He's just kind of been sitting around. Then we have the Haas Brothers and Courageous taking them on. They're the team that wins. Courageous and the Haas Brothers after pinning Jeffrey Johnson with a 54 segment rating. He actually didn't. Okay, no, he was awful. He was very bad in the ring. But he has an all right gimmick, so it all works out. We then follow that up with the actual first match of the night. It is Takashi Iizuka taking on Vampiro, and Takashi Iizuka wins. We then follow that up with a Sinister Minister James Mitchell promo with Abyss in the background, just doing Abyss things. A 68 before he goes out and kills ECMO with a black hole slam. A 63 segment rating. That's actually a pretty. There's like no notes here. It's like, yeah, they went out there, they had a match, Abyss won. Good job, good on him. 63 segment rating. And then follow that up. Dwayne Johnson hyping up Samoa Joe, Shawn Michaels before they go take on Masawa and Shono. Dwayne says something during this promo where some people are like, oh, what's he talking about there? It's like, oh, the time is about to come around where we will have our own way and we won't have to deal with those idiots, those morons anymore. Like, okay, what's he talking about? We then go on to the match, a 61 segment rating. Somehow the Abyss ECMO match was better than this. Shawn Michaels pins Mitsuharu Masawa. Not a bad match at all. We then followed up Sting, talking about, fighting the ghosts of his pasts and how he's going to put them to rest, reclaim what is his, and end Lance Cade's little charade. He goes out. Yeah, that's about what I expected because this match wasn't supposed to be good. It's supposed to be like a storytelling match. Sting goes out there, takes on the NWO Sting, beats him very quickly. Lance Cade tries to get involved. Sting beats him back. Is able to take the title from him and goes to hit him with the title. Cade bows out of the ring, starts walking up the ramp. Out comes Mick Foley going, where do you think you're going? You have a match right now. And that match is against AJ Styles and Matt Hardy. Tomko comes down as Matt Hardy and Styles come down to the ring. Tomko hits Hardy in the back while Cade and Styles are fighting in the ring. They go back and forth for a while. Sting is out there making sure that like no chicanery can happen. Lance Cade tries to. Sting stops him. Lance Cade gets hit with a twist of fate, rolls out of the ring. Styles hits Tomko with a spiral tap after Matt Hardy hits him with a twist of fate. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles and Matt Hardy win an 81 segment rating. Okay, if the Lance Cade Sting match at the pay-per-view has that, I'll consider this a success. That is an 80. All right, this fake NWO Sting Lance Cade bullshit gimmick thing is working. I can't believe it. We made $26,000, and we got some bips popularity wise. I am happy about that. Chicano, you're in an explosion. Please stop. I know you have sunglasses, so you're not blinded, but that's very dangerous. All right, here we are. TNA Against All Odds 2008, held in front of 19,000 people in the Thompson Bowling Arena, I believe in Kentucky. We start off the night with the United States title being defended by Abyss, who beats Maven, a 62 segment rating. Abyss is doing pretty well, all things considered. His matches aren't, like, he's not out wrestling anybody, but his matches are getting very good segment ratings. We then follow that up. Lance Cade's in the back. He's talking to Tomko. He's talking to NWO Sting. He's essentially like giving them the game plan. While tonight's main event is in a steel cage, he's got a plan, and he starts going through it a little bit, so you kind of understand the gist of the beginning of it, which is, I'm going to come down the ring. When Sting comes down, I want you to too. And then he looks over and sees the camera peeking in from the door. He chases off the cameraman. So we don't exactly know what's going on, but we know that NWO Sting and Tom Cole are going to be trying to do something for the match. We then follow that up with X Division Championship match, Evan Courageous and Takashi Iizuka. A very tiring match for both individuals, but a 64 segment rating. Takashi Iizuka defends the title and wins. We then follow it up. M2K in the back. They've been rudderless for about the whole month since Kensuke Sasaki's been gone. Here, Chono steps up and is essentially the de facto new leader, although Masawa doesn't look too happy about it. Or maybe indifferent might be the best way to put it. We follow that up. Following the change of the guard, Masahiro Chono makes Jerry Lynn submit with the STF, a victory for M2K. 59 segment rating. We then follow that up. A Haas Brothers promo. Yeah, they've been started teaming up again, which is a considerable improvement on their relationship, considering that they had been feuding for a long time. But then again, that was like a year ago, a year or two ago. And as you know, Charlie says, we fight, but we're family, we're brothers. We will come together again eventually. And this time we're gonna, pick back up where we had left off when we were tagging together. They go out there and they wrestle their old rivals, America's Most Wanted, and Russ Haas gets pinned with a death sentence of 58 AMW win. We then follow that up. We start with Styles and Matt Hardy getting hyped up for their tag match. We then go to the back where Cornette is cutting a promo with Bob Holly and Brock Lesnar next to him. They go out and they ho, that is blue. I like seeing blue on my segment ratings. The NWA, or the tag team titles for the TNA tag team title match, AJ Styles and Matt Hardy beat Bob Holly and Brock Lesnar when Styles pinned Bob Holly with a spiral tap. Yes, that is exactly the kind of thing I wanted to see. Now I really hope that didn't overshadow the main event, because out comes Sting. He's talking. He's got the baseball bat. He comes down to the ring. Tomko and NWO Sting try to attack him. He beats them off with the bat. Lance Cade jumps him from behind, gets a couple cheap shots, rolls him into the ring, and the match begins. Okay, I can potentially live with a 61. Sting and Cade go at it in the steel cage. He locks in the figure four, or not the figure four, the Scorpion Death Lock, and gets the victory when he taps out. A segment rating of 61, and Sting has regained the title. Ugh, should have switched him. That is not great. Brock Lesnar. We'll give it to Abyss. Last, I'll give it to Styles. Luckily, no one was pissed. It didn't make anybody mad. We haven't made anybody mad yet. We'll see how the scrum goes. Oh, hey, that's $1 million. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So that's what we've been missing out on for an entire 12 months. $1 million. Oh, okay. All right. That was definitely worth the wait. We lost one BIP in the Southeast, but we gained a ton everywhere else. Wow. America's the big one. The media scrum after Batista was not here. Oh, I have plans. Steen, Samoa Joe. Well, looking at your competition, do you have any comments to make about Frank? I don't. I'm assuming that's an I, so it's Ia Devea. I'm gonna go with that. I have no idea if that's how it's pronounced. Uh, I'm sure he's a good person, but I don't think much of the way he runs JAPW. It seems from outside. I don't really know him, so I can't comment. Yeah, so that was kind of a useless media scrum. Couldn't really answer it very much, but I digress. All right, here we are, episode number 93 of TNA Explosion, held in front of 4,800 people in the Tiger Arena. Rodriguez and the Brainbusters take on Maven and the Haas brothers, and Rodriguez and the Brainbusters win, pinning Charlie Haas, a 65 segment rating in the pre-show, going from the main event 4 days earlier to pre-show now. We then follow that up with another tag team match, Vampiro and Brian Christopher taking on Mark Jindrak and Michael Shane. Vampiro pins Mark Jindrak, getting a 59. Vampiro and Brian Christopher have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. Okay, good to know. We follow that up. AJ Styles cuts a promo. He doesn't have a match tonight. No. He does have a match tonight. I was thinking of Matt Hardy. AJ Styles has a promo tonight. He's waiting for Matt Hardy, and they're going to talk about it later. Abyss defends his United States title against Bobby Roode, 49 segment rating. One of the few times where Abyss will actually outperform a guy, but that's fine. Mick Foley comes out talking about, hey, Sting's champion again. We have a plan for No Surrender. I believe Fatal 4-Way Last Man Standing match. Whoever is the last man standing will win the title. Fatal 4-Way Elimination Last Man Standing match. So if you get knocked down, you're down for a 10 count, you're out. And then we're down to 3, then we're down to 2, then we're down to 1. We then follow that up, Mitsuharu Misawa facing Bob Holly. Bob Holly gets a singles victory. We then follow that up, Samoa Joe and Shawn Michaels going together pretty well before they go out and take on the Afternoon Express and win, pinning Al Snow with a super kick, 55. Matt Hardy has arrived, but now AJ Styles has to go to the match. They talk for a little bit, and then Matt Hardy cuts a promo talking about how great their tag team is and how good they're coming along. Styles goes out and faces Chris Hero. Gets a very quick victory and a 68 segment rating. Not bad. And this is when Dwayne Johnson comes out and he goes, The Rock is back. I have tried to enforce my vision to make money, to do this and the other thing. And every time I've held up my hand to bring you up into the Rock's grace, you all throw me away. So you know what? I have gone and I have made a deal with the devil. When the devil arrives at No Surrender, you will have to give me part of your company, which is what he's always wanted since the start. He's always wanted to have an authority figure. You're going to give me part of it, or we're going to take part of it from you. Kind of a threat. 75 overall rating. Would have been nice if we got that at the pay-per-view. We made $30,000. And, we got a bip in the Southeast. Nice. Also, Great Lakes, Mid-South, and the Midwest. That's good. Hi, Matt Hardy. Why are you pursing your lips in that picture? Alright, here we are for the final show of the month of October. TNA Explosion number 94, held in front of 4,800 people in the Tiger Arena. We start out the night with apparently a banger of a match. Vampiro and Outrageous Rodriguez, beating Vampiro with a blockbuster, a 67 segment rating. Somehow the changing of the Garth storyline lost heat with a 67 segment rating. Kent Cornette has a little bit of a come to Jesus moment in the back. Lesnar's pissed. Everyone's pissed. Jim Cornette, saying, "I don't worry. I got it all figured out. Don't worry." Then we followed up with Maven and screaming Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen wins a 61 segment rating. Very good. Austin comes out, talks about the promo with The Rock. That he isn't afraid of, whatever it is. I've whipped you once, I'll do it again, so on and so forth. You've tried before, you failed. Nothing you could do would possibly, intimidate anybody here. We then followed up. Punk is back. He was gone for a month. Gave him the month off. He comes back, beats Monty Brown with a top rope pedigree, 56 segment rating. The Rock, in the back, cuts a promo saying how it'll be a blast from the past for Austin. It'll completely reshape all of TNA. And he had to do this because they just wouldn't give in to his vision for the company. And they are going to live to regret it. We then follow that up. Promo in the back. Styles and Matt Hardy are watching The Rock on the monitor give the promo, and they're like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Punk walks in, and then the three of them kind of reunite, because Punk hasn't been here for a month, and I don't recall the last time they actually had promo time together. Probably 2 months ago, or maybe three. 77 or 75 segment rating into the main event, which is America's Most Wanted versus Matt Hardy and AJ Styles. And Matt Hardy gets rolled up. He goes for the twist of fate. He does it. He turns to go through with the cutter part of it. And Storm drops down, rolls him up, Lamahi Straw style, and just 63'd him. Wins the match, 63 segment rating. And America's Most Wanted have beaten the TNA Tag Team Champions. We'll see how that pays off. That is a 71. We will take that. Financial report made $38,000. We got no popularity bips, but that's all right. We did get bips, but nothing went up. Could have been worse. Could have been better. We'll see how it goes here going towards the pay-per-view. But yeah, I got good ideas for what's going to happen here. Mainly because looking at our competition, we need more shows, which we need more shows to try and get our popularity up faster. And on top of that, anything interesting? Kofi Kingston got into an argument with Alberto Del Rio. That is not a surprise. We are in November. We are count them, 2 months away from the end of the year. We have finally fixed the past mistakes. We are at $1 million of pay-per-view revenue. We made almost $100,000 more in ticket sales this month than last. Merchandise is taking a hit, but broadcast revenue and sponsorships are going up instead. So I'm thinking this is going to go pretty well. I think next month's going to be even more because I'm not going to have to spend that $700,000 on the media and on miscellaneous stuff, or at least not as much as I did before. So, on the other hand, we are probably going to be paying workers more money as more and more contracts start to expire. But that's a problem for future me. I hope you all enjoyed this rather long episode. This might have actually been more than an hour, which is what I was trying to avoid, but I digress. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.